Live from Nashville, Tennessee, it's theTHREE with the Studio C Band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris-Smith. Welcome to theTHREE. You know, we've spent a couple of dozen episodes now in our America the Beautiful series talking about our political differences. So we thought that we would devote an entire episode today to not our diversity, but our unity. Tens of millions of us are still believing for political justice, and yet we need to also remember that God wants us to remember we're Americans, we are unified, and that we have a common goal. Right? So we are in the state of Illinois, and we're actually here today in Chicago, and we're going to be taking a look here first in segment one at something that's really important to a lot of people. And you know, I guess if you think back about a year in time, all the stadiums started emptying out, sports arenas and sports fans were just devastated. Sort of like our congregations were emptied out, the same thing was happening in stadiums across America. So while we are here in Chicago, we're actually going to be going to Wrigley Field as the fans are now being allowed back into. We're just starting to see the stadiums fill up again. And so we're going to be going to a game for the Chicago Cubs between them and the LA Dodgers. So that's segment one. Segment two, we're actually going to be stepping back in time 50 years, talking about a small town community there that buried a time capsule. They're going to be exhuming it, and we're going to look back at a much simpler time in the 60s and some of the ingredients that were in that time capsule. That's going to be a great opportunity to look at just what brings a community together there. And then finally in segment three, since we're in the land of Lincoln, we're going to be going to the home of Abraham Lincoln, and we're going to be talking about the president that unified America during really a severely divided time back in the Civil War. So all of those things are still so important today. We're doing it right here, as I said, from the state of Illinois, and you're going to take the journey with us. Starting right here, if you can't tell where I am in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. Hey everybody, I'm in the Chicago subway, and we are interviewing what kind of fans are you?
Dodgers!
Oh my gosh, okay, Dodgers fans. So anyway, you look like friendly people, but here's what I want to know. So we're all back in the stadiums. You guys are obviously hardcore fans. I want to know what it was like not being able to go to games, because I'm assuming you regularly go to games. Is that right?
Yes.
What was it like being out because of all the restrictions?
It felt like there was no season. It just felt like even when they were playing and no fans, it just didn't feel right. You know, you need the fans there.
Absolutely.
We couldn't celebrate last year, of course, because we couldn't have a parade. So that was really hard because it had been over 30 some years, and not being able to go out and celebrate with the LA, it was hard. It was really, really hard.
Won the World Series, couldn't have a parade.
Couldn't.
All right, when you get there today, we're all going to Wrigley Field. When you get there today, are you going to leave your masks on, or are you ever going to take them off?
I'll take them off.
I'll take them off. You'll take them off?
Yes, I'll take them off.
Will you take yours off?
Definitely.
All right, say go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers!
As promised, I'm right outside Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. I'm here with the famous Ron Santo right there. I wish it was him. He was actually a third baseman when I was a little girl in the 60s, 5-time Gold Glove winner. But I am here with some specific questions in mind. You may not be a baseball fan. I wasn't growing up. I married one. But you know, we have some really important things to ask some people on the streets here today. So I hope that you'll stay tuned. We're going to get some great interviews on the street, and you're not going to want to miss them. Here we go. All right, we're at Wrigley Field, and I'm here with the competition, but they're not afraid of me. I'm not afraid of you. Hey guys, where are you from?
LA.
I never would have guessed.
Los Angeles,
All right, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. You look scary. I may not talk to you. So this last year, you guys won a championship and you couldn't have a big parade, because of the pandemic. Are you happy to be back in the stadium?
Definitely. Very happy.
Yeah. So do you feel safe going in?
Absolutely. Yes.
You feel safe. All right. One more question. Who's going to win today?
Dodgers, baby! Without a question.
All right. Well, I just want to tell you guys, I'm glad you're going to go in. I'm glad you feel safe. Baseball's back, right? And the fans are back. All right, guys. Finally here with some Cubs fans. So where are you from?
Dubuque, Iowa.
Oh, Iowa.
We haven't been here since the World Series.
Right. Okay. So then, do you feel safe going in?
I do, yeah.
Do you think, or what do you think about the chance that in our divided world right now, that baseball truly is something that can bring everybody together? What are your thoughts on that?
I think baseball is kind of what the world needs right now.
Yeah.
Especially here in the friendly confines.
Yeah. We are really feeling like there's an opportunity as America gets back into its stadiums, back into its fields, back into sports, that some real team camaraderie can happen again and we can become unified, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
All
I
right.
agree.
All right, I'm here with some Dodgers fans. You're here from?
Bakersfield.
And where are you from?
Wasco, California.
Both of them from California. Okay, so we've been out of the stadiums for a long time because of the pandemic. Do you think that baseball is the same, any sport is the same without the fans, and why or why not?
No, I don't think it is, because you don't have them pumping you up in the crowd. You need somebody to get you going.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
Yeah. Do you feel safe going in?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm not vaccinated, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not either, but I actually am really curious about this part because
I want to do more research on it. You know what I mean?
I don't put hair dye on my hair that's been out that little of a time. Okay, girl, and your hair looks good, by the way.
Same.
But do you feel like we should have been allowed back in sooner?
You know what? No, not with all that was been going on.
Okay. Do you feel like maybe we could have done it sooner or what?
I mean, we could have, but it's just all science and genetics. I mean, honestly, that's all it is.
All right, guys. Say to everybody, baseball unites America!
Baseball unites America!
Here with some Cubs fans. Do you think the fans were kept away too long?
I do, yes. I believe so because I'm a big sports fan. So I want to get back up in the stadium and try and support every team.
What do you think the players would say? You think the players miss us in there?
I think definitely, yeah. I think we encourage them a lot when we're all in the stands cheering them on.
And then what do you think if you go in there, you think people are going to go, are you Democrat, Republican? What is your nationality? Are they going to do that, or are they going to be here to watch baseball? What do you think?
I think they're going to be here to watch baseball.
Okay, here with more Cubs fans, and the question of the day. Woo! Well, actually, where are you from?
Chicago.
Where's that? Okay, where are you from?
Chicago.
You're from Chicago. Okay, well, I'm not. So I'm married a Cubs fan, so I married into this. But anyway, tell me if you think the fans have been out and away for too long.
They have been very too long.
Too long.
Even me, I feel kind of lost. Am I at the right location or something?
What do you think the players, when they go in and they see people in the stands, what is that going to be like for them?
I feel like good, anxious. They missed it.
Yeah. When you get in there, are you going to be caring about what somebody's political persuasion is or what their nationality is? Or are you going to be here to watch the game?
I'm here for the game and the game only.
Game and game only. And who are you hoping's going to win? Yeah, the Cubs. All right, go Cubbies. Thanks, guys. I'm here with somebody a little new today. I'm a little confused because this says Padres, but where are you from?
Family's from Boston, Massachusetts, so I'm technically a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, let's see that. Wait. So take that. Okay. So he's a Red Sox fan with the Padres shirt standing in front of the Cubs in Wrigley Field. I'm a little confused. Yeah. But anyway, are you thinking that we were long overdue getting the fans back?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm really glad. This is my first Major League game since the pandemic started, so I'm just happy to be here. I play college baseball. It's my favorite sport. It's America's favorite sport. It's the greatest sport on the planet.
All right, I've ended every segment saying go something. I don't know what to say with you, but anyway, nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm a Cubs fan tonight. I hate that we're a Dodgers haters fan, so.
He's just a Dodgers hater. Okay, thank you. Question is, have we been away too long? Yeah. Okay, safe. I don't see any masks on or anything. You guys, you feel safe?
Absolutely.
You feel safe, okay? Total safe. Okay, me too. All right, do you feel like when we go in there today that you're going to see people who are like afraid, or are they going to be excited to play baseball, you know?
Maybe a few afraid, but for the most part, let's play ball.
Let's play ball. Is it going to matter what your political persuasion is, what your nationality is, if you like red or blue, or you say potato, whatever it is, or are you here for another reason? Tell me what that reason is.
Baseball is for everybody. It puts us all together. We're here to play the game.
Here to play the game. Been away way too long. All right, everybody, who's going to win today? Hey! All right, you guys are great.
Okay, honey, here you go. 1. What a day this was as we stepped back in time a year ago to see what it was like when we were all told we couldn't go to our sports games anymore, and we interviewed fans walking into Wrigley Field for the first time, people getting their sports back, people getting baseball back. It's been a great day, but it's not going to be any different because after the break, we're also going to be going back in time. This time we're going back 50 years. It was a little 8-year-old boy who put contents in a time capsule in the ground, and I know him because he did it 50 years ago, and now I'm married to him. So we're going to go over to Gibson City, Illinois. They are exhuming this time capsule. We're going to take a look at what's in it, because in this episode, we're going back so that we can look forward. So you don't want to miss that. We're going to be heading out to do that in the next segment, but first, take a look at some of these excited fans today.
Ball game.
Take me out to the
Ground.
buy me some peanuts,
Cracker Jack.
I don't care if I never get back, cause it's
Root for the White Sox.
What? Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
At the old ball game. Go Cubbies!
You're awesome.
Neuromatics Oil is a family of therapeutic-grade patented oil blends created by nutritionist and author Laura Harris Smith. Invented for her own lifelong journey for neurological health, Quiet Brain now helps those worldwide who suffer from insomnia, migraines, anxiety, seizures, tremors, and more. Quiet Brain contains oils like frankincense, myrrh, lavender, sandalwood, and others. Next, Happy Brain is a bright mood-lifting citrus blend and contains oils like lemon, lime, clementine, spearmint, and more. Users say it combats depression and even aids in weight loss. Next is Sharp Brain, Laura's Focus Blend, also used to improve cognitive memory issues with oils like coffee, cinnamon, vanilla, clove, and others. Each $69.95 bottle is a 10-week supply if used daily, or about $1 a day. And right now, buy 2 bottles and get the third one free, and get a free eye mask using the promo code on your screen at neuromaticsoil.com or at 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Three. I'm Laura Harris Smith. I am still in Illinois. In the last segment, we were talking about a year ago. We went back a year ago in time to just before the pandemic, and we were talking about how it affected sports fans and national sports. And so that's kind of how we spent segment 1. And now today we have gone back 50 years in time because we are here in Gibson City, Illinois. We're talking about something really cool. This is my husband, and we're talking about something really cool that he did 50 years ago that we have come back to this spot today now to unveil. Welcome to the Three. How are you?
I'm
now,
fantastic.
You're fantastic. Okay, now I want you to tell us exactly why we're here today.
50 years ago today, Gibson City celebrated its centennial. And I was 8 years old, and they nominated my brother Tim and I to open up a time capsule. So everybody, I was at 1971, July of 1971, the city came together and everybody put an object or something in a time capsule. And
What did you put in it?
I put in baseball cards.
I'm curious. I really hope, I really pray there was one in there for like $1 million. Is that accurate?
No $1 million card. I did have a Steve Garvey rookie card in there, though.
The actor?
No, Steve Garvey. The baseball player.
Oh, the baseball player. Got it. Oh,
for the Dodgers, yeah.
That could pay for a whole season of the Three. This might be really good.
Maybe $50.
So I'm getting ahead of myself. Tell us what you did today.
Today, we came back 50 years later, and my brother and I were part of the celebration, and we actually got to share a few memories about the time capsule, and then we got to be there when they opened the time capsule, and our package was right on the top.
It's crazy.
So it's kind of a neat moment. They handed us the package, and it had my mom's handwriting on the front, and it said contains items placed in here in July of 1971 from Ken Curtis, Jackie Curtis, Robin, Tim, and Chris Smith.
And I saw her open up a letter that she had written to herself, sort of about the day, about the weather. You were a young 30-year-old woman when you wrote that.
And I thought, my goodness, here I am writing a letter, or better yet, writing my thoughts to be buried and never read until 2021. Gives me a funny feeling. I have a funny feeling now because I just celebrated my 80th birthday.
They had some name for it, whatever the 150.
Sesquicentennial. Sesquicentennial.
It's 150 years old, and the city is. And so they had a lineup of all of the people from different eras, and they had it from all the way back to 150 years ago, the pioneers that came in, and then the founding couple from about, I don't know, a couple of decades later, all the way through turn of the century, 1900s, 1940s.
They were dressed up in character form, and then they read a little like an autobiography about themselves and the history. It's pretty neat.
And then they had the Sunbeam Girl, who is the Sunbeam Girl from Sunbeam Bread, is actually your cousin.
Yeah, a cousin on my stepfather's side of the family, the Ericksons. Donna Erickson. She was selected as the national spokesperson for Sunbeam Bread. She traveled extensively as the Sunbeam Girl, Little Miss Sunbeam. And so they honored her today, which was really nice.
They honored her, and they had like a little stand-in, just a little actress doing that. A lot of my viewers don't know. They hear me say before, they've heard me say that I started in television when I was 3 years old. My first commercial was for Sweet Sue Chicken. My parents owned a Sweet Sue Chicken restaurant. I don't remember. It was their decision to put me in the commercial. But evidently, I was the Sweet Sue Girl. So our children have the fascinating legacy of being related to the Sweet Sue Girl and the Sunbeam Girl. That would be bread and chicken.
That's a full meal.
That's a full meal. It's an awful meal. But anyway, it was wonderful being with, your family. Your mom put something in. Your siblings put something in. Your brother had a little squirt gun that I'm sure looked a lot bigger back then. Articles. Robin had a poster of David Cassidy, the heartthrob at the time. Neighbors put things in. I would say a good fraction of the city was here today. It's a very small town.
And, when you talk about community, it's about a community. It's about a common unity. And when you talk about the history of a city like this, it was great to see the community, the people coming together from all different kinds of backgrounds, I'm sure political views, but coming together in unity, celebrating, the history of this great city. And it was great to be a part of that.
Right. It felt like a big family
picnic.
Yeah,
And
sure was.
you have told me for years that thing about this little town. And so, if you're in a little town, I just want to tell you, like, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it. I'm all city, but today has been beautiful because we really got to see America.
Yep.
America,
This
the
is the heart of
beautiful.
America, these towns.
It's just the small hometowns that make up so much of the backbone of America, whether it's in business or family or whatever. So I love it. It says a lot about who you are. Well, your kids were really excited today. Our kids, because since they were really little, they have looked forward to this day. And then they asked a special request, and it was granted. What is that?
That they would get to put something in the next.
Yes.
I'm going to actually put the contents that I put in 1971. I'm going to put them back in the time capsule in the same package for our kids to open up 50 years from now. So the baseball cards that I put in 1971 probably have a little bit of value now, but I'd be curious to know what kind of value they have in another 50 years.
Okay, so this is going to be really interesting. Maybe they will be able to make some money off of these in 100 years. Well, you don't want to go anywhere because in our next segment, we're going to be going about 150 years back, even more than that, 200 years back, to talk about a special individual that grew up in the state of Illinois. He's a piece of history here, but he's also someone who influenced our country and unified it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Neuromatics Oil is a family of therapeutic-grade patented oil blends created by nutritionist and author Laura Harris Smith. Invented for her own lifelong journey for neurological health, Quiet Brain now helps those worldwide who suffer from insomnia, migraines, anxiety, seizures, tremors, and more. Quiet Brain contains oils like frankincense, myrrh, lavender, sandalwood, and others. Next, Happy Brain is a bright mood-lifting citrus blend and contains oils like lemon, lime, clementine, spearmint, and more. Users say it combats depression and even aids in weight loss. Next is Sharp Brain, Laura's Focus Blend, also used to improve cognitive memory issues with oils like coffee, cinnamon, vanilla, clove, and others. Each $69.95 bottle is a 10-week supply if used daily, or about $1 a day. And right now, buy 2 bottles and get the third one free, and get a free eye mask using the promo code on your screen at neuromaticsoil.com or at 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
What if there was a reset button for your body, mind, and spirit? There is! I wrote the 30-Day Faith Detox so you could cleanse your body, renew your mind, and heal your spirit. There are 30 daily devotionals to confront emotional residues from past trials, what I call faith toxins, prayers to refresh your spirit, and then through yummy strategic foods, each of your 15 body systems are cleansed for a total body detox. People are losing weight and gaining faith. Go to lauraharrissmith.com today to get your copy of the 30-Day Faith Detox.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Harris Smith. Welcome back to The Three. We're still in Illinois. This is, as you know, called the Prairie State, the Garden of the West, the Corn State. But of course, it is primarily known as the land of Lincoln. And that is because this is where, although he was born into a poverty-stricken home in Kentucky, raised on the frontier of Indiana, he considered his home to be the place where he had more community ties and political ties than any other place, and that is right here in Springfield, Illinois. And today, we've decided to come to the location of his house right here in Springfield, Illinois. And it's over my shoulder here. Just take a look here at this beautiful home that the Lincolns bought in 1844. Now, they lived here until 1861 when Abraham Lincoln became the 16th president of the United States. And this site that we're on today, it includes actually a 4-block historic district and a visitor center. And just so happens that Lincoln's son, Robert Todd Lincoln, donated the family home to the state of Illinois in 1887. Actually, 2 years before his assassination, Lincoln wrote, "Springfield is my home, and there, more than elsewhere, are my lifelong friends." He was self-educated, became a lawyer, a Whig Party leader, an Illinois state legislator, and a U.S. congressman from Illinois. He called this simple, comfortable house at the corner of 8th and Jackson Street home for 17 years. From the time he purchased it in 1844 until he left Springfield to face the ordeals of Washington, D.C., including the Civil War. And now we're at Lincoln's tomb, also in Springfield, Illinois, which interestingly enough was not built to house his remains. It was actually built as a memorial to Lincoln. But
wound up having to be used actually for his burial place. And as we walk around the grounds, I'm going to tell you a little bit about not just his extraordinary life, but his extraordinary death. Let's take a tour. You can see that at the top of the memorial there's an intertwining rope of laurel, and it represents unity. It's the major theme of the memorial. Leading up to it are 58 steps, 56 for his age when he was assassinated, and 2 for the number of terms that he served as President of the United States. On the night of April 14, 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth in Ford's Theater. The play was called Our American Cousin, a once popular comedy, and he was watching it when he was assassinated on the night of April 14, 1865, dying the next day, April 15th at 7:22 a.m. from his injuries. Lincoln believed in the power of prophetic dreams and many times had seen his own death. Booth became the first person to assassinate an American president. He was a supporter of slavery and believed that Lincoln was determined to overthrow and destroy his beloved South and the Constitution. On April 19, 1865, an estimated 25 million Americans attended memorial services for Abraham Lincoln in Washington and around the country. A train traveled with a funeral procession of over 1,700 miles long, and an estimated 25 million Americans attended this memorial service for Lincoln around the country. But a plot was underway to steal the president's body. The date for a grave robbery was set for November 7, 1876. It was an election day, and so it was determined that surely the Springfield citizens would be out voting, and it would not be noticed if his body was stolen. In 1900, a complete reconstruction of the tomb was undertaken. Lincoln's remains were exhumed, and finally he was placed back in the white marble sarcophagus that the men who tried to steal the body had so easily opened in 1876.
You may be asking yourself, where was the Secret Service during all of this? Well, guess what? The Secret Service had just been created that very day, April 14th, 1865, and did President Lincoln very little good, did it? Well, this has been an exciting episode, everyone. We have looked back in time a year, 50 years, 150 years. It's been a great trip down memory lane as we look forward to how God can somehow unify our nation. Here is where we would typically drop in the weekly winner for our essential oils giveaway, but instead I think I want to leave you with something else this week. I want to leave you with a quote from Abraham Lincoln, because it is a prescription for what ails America. Are you ready for this? All right, he said, "With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and to cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all the nations." Now that is a quote to heal a bitterly divided nation. And what mere words can't do, perhaps a community event can do, like we saw in Gibson City, or perhaps a baseball game can, like we saw at Wrigley Field. One thing is for sure, is prayer can help heal our bitterly divided nation. That's why I always say, riot on your knees. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of The Three. If you like it, it's a little bit different, let me know. I always love hearing from you at laura@thethree.tv. And, you know, it's these ideals that we have spent this show talking about that genuinely are the cure for what ails America. And I hope that you will implement them in your own community. Bye-bye for now, everybody. I'm Laura Harris Smith. This is The Three.